And go.
What's up, wrestling fans? Tonight we are here for another Heelcast. This should be a good one. With me tonight, just like last week, Goldberg. Goldberg, what's going on, man?
Not much. What's up, boys?
Also joining us tonight, making his once in every 3 months, the man with 1,004 names, WCW Impact AEW dude. What's going on?
Well, it's that time of the year again. Everybody's got to get off somehow. Got to get off 4 times a year, whether I need to or not. I'm back. Y'all are night owls. I can't do this late night stuff, but got to make an exception every now and again to get on and talk some shit with you. So I think tonight's the night. It does feel weird to be behind the mic again.
It is the geriatric night, so you joined the correct show. I kid.
I think.
I kid. Anyways, want to do one plug only. We're going to plug Wrestling with Andre Corbeil. He's a big supporter of the Heelcast. AEW dude, you got any other plugs you want to plug?
No, let's just keep plugging Andre. Let's plug him again. I love Andre. This guy does not get enough love around the industry. He really doesn't.
I agree. So let's jump into the news. We have a decent amount of stories. Let's start off with WWE firing a bunch of people in the office today. A lot of cuts coming. Goldberg, start with you. What's your take on this whole situation?
And they fired or agreed to release Adnan Vert. Mutual, I guess. Was that mutual?
Now, before we go into that, I don't really know WWE too well. So, who is Adnan Vert?
So he was on ESPN. He was on SportsCenter for years, and then I guess WWE hired him to be their play-by-play guy. John? Sorry. Was that their play-by-play guy? I don't know. Is their color guy? He was something for them.
I heard that he took over after WrestleMania as the main play-by-play guy, and they're like,
right.
We mutually parted ways.
They immediately bashed him. I mean, nobody was feeling him, so I guess
it's distinctly possible that, he got pissed off and he took the earpiece out and Vince couldn't talk to him anymore, and that'll get you fired pretty quick. Could you imagine having to put up with that guy talking in your ear and telling you what to say? Just be like, look, dude, do this shit yourself. You're going to tell me every word that's going to come out of my mouth anyway. What the hell do you need me for? Come out here, do it yourself. I'm gonna go drink a beer in the back. For God's sakes, that's probably what happened. I don't know because I wasn't there. I don't watch the product. I had no idea who the hell he was until today because I don't watch ESPN either. But seriously, do you blame him for seriously shittiest job on the planet?
Well, he pulled out my wife has this, and my family decided relocating is not a good option. So, but yeah, I listened to a couple clips and I don't know, it didn't sound good, but yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't watch WWE and I don't watch ESPN. So don't really give a shit either way. And I don't know any of the backstage guys like I can. So not really interested.
I mean, what the hell is going on with WWE, man? They just seem like things are just falling apart left and right, it seems, for them.
But part of this is expected, right? I mean, it sounds like they got rid of the digital media department, the WWE Network people. You don't need them anymore. Look, this is the way it works. You decide to create a network, you hire a bunch of people. You decide the network's not making any money, you farm it out to, in this case, Peacock, right? Once the content is in Peacock, once the transition is completed, you have 2 options. You can either pay these people to sit around and do nothing, or you can just cut their jobs because they don't do anything anymore. So, I mean, part of this, don't get me wrong, this Adnan, Adzaware, whatever the hell the guy's name is, Burke guy, right? He was not fired or let go for that particular reason. Most of these people were just like, oh, gee, they're getting rid of WWE Network. I probably ought to start looking for a job soon. Like, really, guys. You know what I mean?
I mean, but he's been there for what? Since WrestleMania. So how long is that?
Well,
3
Burke
months?
is a different
2 months?
story. Burke's a different story because he was hired to do play-by-play. But I'm talking about all these people in the back, the office people. A lot of them,
Yeah.
they were consolidating departments. Was basically as a way of saying that we're going to consolidate departments because some of the people for the WWE Network are better than some of the other people in the company. So we're going to let those people go instead and reposition you, right? So we're going to do it under the guise of consolidating departments. But really, what they did is they cut the network and they cut all the employees, and that's what it sounds like. It's kind of understandable.
Yeah, speaking of the transition from the network to Peacock, I know AEW, dude, you kind of just started this, so you don't really have a idea to compare it to the WWE Network. However, it seems like you can't search for certain matches. You can't just look up one wrestler and look at his different matches. I'm just not a fan of it. I mean, I have Peacock because there's other things I'm watching there, but I have not really watched the network since it's went to Peacock. Goldberg, you don't have Peacock, correct? You do?
I do
Okay.
have Peacock. Comes with my cable service, so I do watch the George Lopez show every morning on there, and I do not watch the WWE version of Peacock because of the reasons you just gave. It's like does not compare to the WWE Network, even remotely.
So I have a Peacock. I mean, I have Peacock. It also comes with my cable subscription, and I only use it for WWE Network stuff because I don't know.
So you don't watch
Everybody
Loves Raymond?
I mean, I think I live Everybody Loves Raymond. That's my life. That's really more like Married with Children. I never understood, Al Bundy with his hand down his pants until I got married and had kids. And it's like, son of a bitch. I had no idea growing up that would actually be me. Women's shoe salesman and all, of course. But I have watched what's on the network. But, for me, it's all about the old WrestleManias. It's all about the old, the Bash at the Beach and the other ones. Starrcade obviously is one I watched several episodes of as well. So to me, it's all good for that. And then of course I watched the whole Austin interviewing Jericho thing. So for me, that stuff's all there. I know there's stuff that they're still uploading and still missing and whatnot, but for me, yeah, it's good enough, and it's free. I managed to get on my Fire Stick. Got a side download. It would have pain in the neck, but got it. So.
And speaking of that interview, was there anything that you wanted to take away from it that was interesting?
Jericho's cool as shit. Like, I never realized exactly how he had it together. I remember watching him really. I say his whole career, but I kind of skipped the part in the middle with WWE, so I missed most of it. But I remember when he was the Lionheart Chris Jericho and how god awful boring he was. Thinking to myself, oh my God, why is this guy on my TV screen? And then he started whining.
Funny,
I
think that now.
No doubt you do. But he got good when he turned heel, and he got really, really good. And then, when he left and became Y2J, you just wanted to root for the guy, But it's amazing how he's had it together, and he knew, I need to go here. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do the other. And how he kept a sense of himself and a sense of the business and what he needed to do to be successful. And it's also kind of neat to see how he gets along with those guys that were in front of him in WCW. He's not one of the people who's going to be like, hey, I don't know how this works, or this is going to be good. So,
I will say one thing aside from his creative, which I don't agree with. He is a really good guy. He seems like a really genuinely good guy, and I mean, I thought that once I watched the Chris Benoit Dark Side of the Ring with what he did with Benoit's kid and woman's sister. Putting them back together, so I thought he's got to be a good guy.
Yeah, he really reached out to both of them and made that happen. So that was really cool.
That is cool.
Yep. Going a little further, staying with WWE. fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, WWE had its worst Monday Night Raw rating of all time. Is anyone surprised that WWE is just struggling right now? And not only that, they're basically whoring out their product for movie placements with zombies. I mean, is anyone? I mean, is this? I mean, how far the mighty have fallen, right?
Is it though? I mean, like, just ask yourself a question. If somebody paid you $1 million to do a skit on a pay-per-view, that's like Impact's entire budget, right? Remember back in the day when they had the deal with Sony and it was for like $8 million and that was, over in India and that was like their entire budget for the year.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
This is like funding Impact for a couple of months as an entire company. And it's just money on top of gravy. Now, they might have done a shitty job with it. Okay. But for $1 million, I'm not, I'm not dying over it. They do stupid shit. Some stuff that's even dumber than that, Hurls, and they do it on a regular basis for free.
Well, are you saying that maybe Impact should have gotten more money from Destination America when they had to bring out the Bigfoot?
I mean, there could be some of that, yeah. Yeah.
But that,
exactly.
this was like, that was what? A small 8-second segment. The zombies was like during a pay-per-view match. I find that hilarious. I mean, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Goldberg, what's your take on that?
About the rating? What we're talking about?
Yeah, you could touch on it. Yeah, the rating and the zombies, I guess.
Oh God, I don't have a thought on the zombies. I don't watch WWE. I don't care. I can't believe that this is their lowest rating ever because to me it sucks. I have no interest in them at all. So I don't really. Doesn't really surprise me that their ratings are this low. I mean, the show has. I mean, could you, other than Roman Reigns, is there really anyone? I mean, Roman Reigns isn't even that interesting to me. So, is there really anybody on that show that's even worth tuning in for?
I mean, well, you got Bray Wyatt on the shelf.
Okay.
You got Lashley, but they don't
Bobby
know how to
fucking
book Lashley.
Yeah, but just let you know, he is such a good guy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, their ratings, not surprised in the least bit.
All right. Well, yeah, not much else you can say. It's just terrible creative over at WWE
I think that's all around the wrestling industry right now. Completely hold it to them.
But
every company is.
But WWE's got what, 6 shows during the week, and
that's
they got a 3-hour Raw that nobody can sit through. You got pay-per-views almost every other weekend. I just don't know how anyone can really be a WWE fan right now with the storytelling that they're doing. It's just atrocious. It's awful.
Agreed.
Awful.
Agreed.
It's like, I'm not a WWE fan for a lot of the things that Vince has done in the past, but it's just kind of baffling to me, like how low they can get. I didn't think they could get much lower, but then they amazed me.
I mean, give Vince time and give him a chance. Somebody will commit another murder and he will cover it up.
I mean, if he just brings back Hogan and makes him champion, I'll tune in. But
honest to God, that would work for me. That would work for me.
Flair, number 1 contender.
I'm telling you.
One more time. Come on.
Also, kind of want to bring up kind of a touchy subject, but Steve Mongo McMichael is not doing so hot. I don't think he's going to make it. I'm not Yeah, I don't think he's going to make. I think he's he has some sort of disease. I don't know if it's curable. I think it's just going to gradually get worse.
I think he has ALS, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I didn't realize it was going to die from it. Like,
He's definitely going to die from it.
But when? But how long? You know what I mean? Like,
I think the news will be out sooner than you think.
Oh, that sucks,
Yeah.
man. I mean, you know, that sucks worse than his wrestling ability. I hate to say it. I mean, dude was terrible in the ring, but you here's a guy who's, you know, Hall of Famer in football. Wasn't he a football Hall of Famer? I mean, it was definitely a huge name back in the 80s, the Bears. And he did so much, and he gave everything he had in the ring. You know, like we give him shit all the time because, you know, I mean, his Botchamania videos are the best or the worst, depending on how you look at it. But that doesn't mean you wish bad on the guy. It just means that, hey, you know, he got put in a spot that he probably shouldn't have been put in, and he did his best to, you know, to entertain us. And man, prayers for Mongo. That last picture that I sent was terrible.
He was memorable, no matter what, whether he was good or bad. Still memorable. So
yeah. His match with Goldberg at Starrcade '98. No, I'm sorry, '97 when Hogan and Sting. And '98 was when Goldberg lost to Nash. I was there for that one. But his match with Goldberg at Starrcade '97 was actually not a bad match at all. Like people diss on him and Goldberg all the time. They put on a pretty decent show that night.
Seeing him weigh 120 pounds,
it's terrible.
Not enjoyable to see.
I posted that in our chat, Goldberg. You probably missed it, and nobody believed me when I said who it was. They're like, "Who is that?" It's like, "It's Mongo." Like, no, it isn't. I was like, "It's Mongo."
Yeah, I mean, Ric Flair just met up with him. If you guys saw that last week.
Yeah,
so
I think that's the pick. That's the pick that I posted. Yeah.
He's actually been Ric Flair's been hanging out with Mongo a few times in the past couple of months. So at least Flair's still hanging out with one of the former Horseman members.
Well, he knows when a Horseman goes down, you got to call him when he's in the hospital. All right.
That's right.
You can always trust Ric Flair. Said nobody ever, actually.
Definitely not at the bar. He'll make you pay for his 100 shots that he buys for others.
I feel like he's always buying. He's the guy that always buys and then never pays. Yeah. That was Impact. That was he only did the Dixie.
It happened in WCW too. Bischoff had a couple stories about the sushi bar incident in Orlando. That was another one that he did. Same thing. Bought a bunch of rounds and didn't pay. So Bischoff covered it with Ted Turner's money. So.
Oh, good. Good for him. Good.
Yeah. Speaking of former WCW guys, let's bring up Buff Bagwell.
Give the guy a break. We don't need to talk about him.
I know you're a Buff Bagwell mark, but
I've got all the stuff.
Hell of a gigolo.
And I just can't get enough. He's a guy who took his gimmick a little too far.
You know, he did just make an appearance this past weekend too.
What company was that for?
In court.
So he made it. He did a little NWO reunion with Big Papa Pump, and they did a stories of the road type of show. Just the two of them talking at a bar.
I would pay to see that.
Well, you should have then. Maybe it would have saved him.
You would just had more money to go buy stuff.
It was Universal Championship Wrestling, and they held. It's based out of Georgia, so they did a little thing at a bar. And it was the two of them telling stories.
Those two were awesome together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
I think later that night, Buff had his troubles, or the next day.
Okay, so did you guys ever think Buff could have been a world champion?
Yes, but only before Vince bought WCW.
Yeah,
and he needed time. And he was 3 or 4 years. He was at least a few years away. Like he wasn't ready. But yeah. I think yeah.
I think they were kind of grooming him. They were definitely pushing him up the card at that point.
Yep.
So
I mean, he had the look. There's no doubt he had the look.
Yeah.
He had the charisma too. I mean,
yeah, sure.
He could talk. And his wrestling was fine. He wasn't like, he wasn't one of these flippy guys. You know, he wasn't Kenny Olivier, but he was a decent wrestler.
Yeah, he could tell a good story. threw a good punch. His finisher was pretty cool. The blockbuster. I mean, I don't know. I was a fan. I wasn't like a huge fan, but I enjoyed his stuff.
Well, I think he needs to get on track with DDP, and someone needs to save this guy's life.
But that's the thing. He's in good shape, though. Like, he's still in good shape. He just, yeah. But you're right.
For all
DDP
we know,
he
may still be doing steroids. So I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Is he still doing the gigolo stuff too? I don't know. Okay.
Either he's drinking and working out at the same time as drinking, or he's doing roids and drinking. One of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Have any of you guys watched Dark Side of the Ring or any of the WWE biographies on A&D?
I watched the Macho Man one.
How was that, by the way? I was a little hesitant to watch those. I don't know why. I just didn't have motivation. I just feel like if it's another WWE slanted product, I just don't want to see it.
Not in favor of Macho. I almost threw up watching it. It was terrible.
Oh, it was almost like an Ultimate Warrior DVD, the first Ultimate Warrior DVD, the self-destruction.
It didn't put Macho. It just, the way they put that together was not well done at all. Really not well done at all. And it focused more on just so much negative when he did so many positive things. And
I think that's really disappointing when Macho Man was one of the greatest promos of all time and one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So,
and I mean, I don't know. You don't have to watch it to know that Bubba the Love Sponge was on it, and people are not happy about that.
Yeah, I would. That's pretty low to put that guy on anything involving wrestling.
You know, people talk about how great Macho Man and how great Flair were because they lived their gimmicks, and they became their gimmick.
Yes.
As opposed to saying it's played by Julian.
Oh,
right? Do you see the difference in level here, folks?
Me and Goldberg had this discussion last week. We hit it to a T where we just said a lot of these wrestlers are just acting something that they're clearly not, and it's not believable. Whereas
that's
then
that's
you believed
the
it.
Entire AEW roster.
You believed it. Oh, frickin' Julian. Anyways, all right, let's get into the big stuff here. Moose, there was reports by Meltzer that Moose re-signed with Impact. Then, a little later, Moose goes on to Twitter saying, not true. So, what are we to believe? Who are we to believe? Or are we being played by Moose? AEW, dude, what's your take? What do you think is the actual situation?
I think we're gonna find out pretty quick here, based on what happens when he, wrestles Kenny Olivier. If he goes over, and then he's staying. If it's a screw job, he's staying. If he lays down flat on his back, he's gone. But I think Moose stays. Moose has just been such a great company, man. I'm like, honestly, my favorite wrestler of all time, Jordan Disgrace. She now is, after talking about how greener pastures and her dream was always to be with WWE. Of course, they don't want her. So now she's living her dream out with Impact. Once again, which she said before when she signed with them. And we're talking about how she needed to make more money at WWE. Now she's talking about how she does just fine with Impact. But Moose has been a company, man. He's a guy that can go anywhere he wants, but he seems to, be content being there. And I think that he can be the big fish in that small pond for quite some time. I think if he went to WWE, they'd probably put him on NXT for a couple weeks and forget about him. I think if he went to AEW, he would be fighting with all those, those big guys over there. Versus I think an Impact is just a great place for him to shine, assuming that they learn how to book him, which has been kind of a problem. But yeah. I think ultimately he stays, and he's just denying the report to keep a storyline going. That's my opinion.
Goldberg,
Has Moose been the fact that Moose is fighting Omega been mentioned on AEW TV at all?
Of course not.
Of course not. Why not?
Supposedly it's TNT. Supposedly TNT doesn't want to put over stars from other networks because they feel like they own their stars, and they don't want to help another network build their stars. Apparently, WWE was having the same problem with Fox and USA and whatnot, and trying to switch stars between the two shows there. So supposedly that's the biggest issue is the network versus Impact is owned by Anthem. They can kind of do whatever the heck they want to do. So that's what I have heard. And if that's the case, it pretty much dooms this entire idea, which was a fabulous one, by the way.
Well, I love Moose. I'm a huge fan. I think he's great. I think he's got charisma. He can go in the ring. I love Moose. But Impact already ruined it for me when Rich Swann beat him clean in the ring. So pretty much ruined it for me. And I do have a funny feeling that Moose is going to beat Kenny Omega and take that Impact title back. But I just can't get that feeling of losing to Rich Swann, somebody half his size, half his weight, losing clean in the ring. I just can't get past it.
But you know who he didn't lose to?
Oh.
Somebody else who's half his size and half his weight.
Tessa Blanchard?
That's right, because he was smart enough to not take that match, which probably set his push back dramatically because
so was Eli
they wanted her to
Drake,
go over.
That's why he's not in Impact anymore.
And whose idea was that, by the way? Which is going to lead us into our next story.
I'm going to guess it was probably not Ed's.
The guy that wears makeup?
The guy with the pink shirt.
The makeup wearing guy. Yeah. Okay. The genius. Yeah, sure.
Now, this is a very interesting news story because I feel like we're all going to have three different opinions on this one. Don Callis is supposedly no longer an executive vice president. His contract came up. Obviously, the easy layup that's going to happen. He's going to go to AEW. He's no longer in Impact. Supposedly, his contract ran up in January. So, first off, what is your take on Don Callis leaving? And secondly, because I know RV is not here to defend his opinion, but he called them a slime ball pretty quickly. But I think AEW, dude, you got a little bit different of a take for this. So I'm going to let you start this off.
I gotta go first?
Yeah, unless
I'll
you want
first.
me to.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
All,
yeah.
Don Callis slime ball. I mean, come on. Have you looked at the guy? I mean, his entire character is that of a slime ball. So calling him a slime ball is about as easy as calling RVE pretty much any four-letter word that exists. So yeah, of course, it's a slime ball. My opinion is that he was rumored to be leaving when his contract expired, and he was rumored to be going to AEW. He's got a lot of friends there. Obviously, it's not just Jericho that's there, but he's in with Omega. He's in with all the Calgary guys, and he has the New Japan connection and everything else. So him leaving Impact to go to AEW probably shouldn't surprise anybody. The reason that I don't go down the slime ball line is because he knew he was going to AEW. At least he would think he knew. And he said, you know what? Rather than me just leave and show up on AEW TV or show up behind the scenes, how about if I don't try to bridge the gap between two companies, let them work together? So basically, my parting gift, not shot, but gift to Impact is going to be that I'm going to get Kenny Omega on your television screen. I'm going to get Kenny Omega to lift your pay-per-view buy rates. I'm going to get all the rest of these things to happen. And if you look at it, this has all actually happened. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, from a business perspective, not an emotional perspective, he has managed to lift some of these things, bring more revenue into the company, all the while on his way out the door. So to me, I don't see the slimeness in here that Raven Effect sees. I see him as helping his old company as he transitions to the new company, and maybe, paving the way for partnerships and promotional opportunities. Now, the question is, how has Impact capitalized on it? And to date, short of getting the Good Brothers on Dynamite, right? They really haven't done a ton. So, um, we'll see what happens. But they should have been using that opportunity to build some of their own stars and get them in front of other people. So,
and that makes a lot of sense what you said too, because I mean, facts are facts. These were some of the highest rated Impact pay-per-views in what, 5, 6, 7, probably longer than that. So there definitely was a benefit if this was the whole plan. But the strange thing is, to me, wasn't Ed's plan from the beginning to bring Don Callis and Scott D'Amore in to kind of run things? Now it just seems like it's all Scott now. And also, does this have anything to do with the harassment claim that's probably against Don Callis? I think we kind of narrowed it down. It was, most people just assumed it was him and not Scott, with Scarlett Bordeaux, I believe it was. I guess, what's your take on that aspect?
Wow. Scarlett Bordeaux.
Can you blame him?
No.
I mean, has anything been like, is this all just rumor mill shit? I mean,
could be.
I mean, it's they say they do an investigation, right? And then did they actually do an investigation or not do an investigation? Are allegations true or false? We're talking about people that weren't on good terms with the company at the time. Is this why they weren't on good terms with the company at the time? I mean, time has passed on that. Could I see him doing something like that? I mean, dude, I'm a family man. I could see me doing something like that. For God's sakes, what Goldberg said, right? I don't know. I'm so tired of the whole, let's just eliminate people. It's just, I'm beyond it. Charge the man with the crime or move on. And in some cases, like Danny Masterson, they're coming back and they're actually charging him with crimes. It's like, okay, good. Now we can talk about Danny Masterson because you're actually willing to charge him with a crime.
Damn,
so who
I
knows?
like him. Shit.
He was so much fun, wasn't he? A little too much fun. But he gets his day in court.
So does Joey Ryan get another chance?
I mean, in my opinion, Joey Ryan hasn't been charged with anything. He never should have been kicked out, personally. Charge him, okay. Then you do something. But people are innocent until they're proven guilty, and the onus is on the accuser, not the person being accused. So I don't like Joey Ryan. I didn't like his shtick or his dick. But not that I've ever grabbed it, never been in the ring with him.
Or the flip, yeah.
But at the same point in time, that's the reason to take him off your TV set, because his shtick is awful, not because he might have done something. It's like, go file a charge. Go do it. Put your money where your mouth is, and then give him his day in court. And then when he's found guilty because you're right, good to go. He's gone.
Yeah, but you got to say there's a reason that hasn't happened. You have to think that. I mean, there's a reason not one person has taken him to court, and I don't like him either. I didn't like him before this, but I don't think he deserved to be fired. So.
Nope. And I'm with you. I've never was a Joey Ryan fan. I never liked him, but it is just because I don't like him doesn't mean that he's guilty either.
I like him more now than I ever did before.
I still don't like him. I still don't like him.
Is he still posting family wholesome pictures on the web to get him in a good light?
Yeah, He's got verses from the Bible going, and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about this. I didn't agree with the firing. I didn't agree with Michael Elgin being fired for something he admitted.
I forgot about him.
And he said it was a mistake. But obviously there seems to be more going on with Michael Elgin because he is in rehab, I believe, right now, or he at least was. Yeah, he was in some sort of rehab. He was talking about it on Twitter. It was kind of vague. I don't know if it's pills or alcohol or something, but I mean, there seemed to be more issues than just the accusation. Well, not even accusations, because Elgin admitted it. So that it
that's
did
a guy
happen,
I like.
so.
I liked him.
Oh, me too. I thought he could have been world champ.
Yeah,
but it's too bad.
But overall, maybe this Callis thing will be for the best, because I think him and D'Amore have done a shit job. So.
And Goldberg, what's your take on Callis? I mean, you were pretty skeptical of the whole, the crossover, and it turned out you were pretty right about it. So
yeah, I mean, I never thought it would amount to anything, and it didn't. Anytime I ever get excited about anything in wrestling nowadays, it never amounts to anything. There's nothing ever comes from anything. So not surprised. However, I do agree with the fact that I think I don't think he's a slime ball in this. I'm sure he discussed this with Scott D'Amore, and I'm sure this is like something they kind of wanted to do and get a little partnership going before he leaves, but nothing came out of it, and it's Kenny Omega will take the title for a little bit, and now Moose will win it back, and that's it. There was no crossover, there was no war, there was nothing. It was a waste of time, and I want to see who else. Maybe somebody else will step up to creative now for Impact, unless Scott D'Amore does it on his own. God forbid.
Well, it did give him buzz, though. I mean, it did give him that. It did give him those pay-per-view bumps. So it might not be what we wanted to see. Look, Goldberg hit the nail on the head before. Creative in wrestling sucks today. Period. End of story.
It's lazy.
Write it
Super
down.
Lazy.
Put it in stone. But this whole Forbidden Door thing really has the possibility to be something which is fresh and is new, so to speak, right? Or something we haven't seen in so long that it feels new. And so the possibility is there. They just haven't executed it. And it's probably because there's too many moving parts with networks and whatnot. Probably, right? I mean, because we don't know. We're just a bunch of morons who talk about wrestling.
They've murdered the Forbidden Door phrase, the whole thing. Like, they've buried that. Like, first of all, Impact. If we want to talk about Impact for a second, if you want to devote 30 seconds of the show to Impact, they have done the same bullshit for years, bringing guys in who nobody knows and giving them title shots the next week, and they're doing it again over and over, and they're still doing it. And they I don't even know the name. Hurls, you sure? What was the name of that X Division guy they just brought in?
El Fantasmo.
Yes, and he immediately was put right into the spotlight, and now they're bringing in another guy next week from Japan.
And a big reason for that is because of they have to overcompensate because of the fact that the relationship between Impact and New Japan was sour around 2010 because they were burying all the New Japan guys, which I had no problem with.
But they put these guys
and now
in the
they're putting they're overbooking them.
But we don't even know who they are.
Yeah, I know.
They come, we don't know them. And they book them as if we know them. We don't know them. So you can't book these guys to get over. We don't even know who they are. It's not like Daniel Bryan if he debuts at AEW this weekend. Like, we know who he is. It would make sense for him to be on top right away. We don't know these jerks. There's no reason to put them in the spotlight.
We're not nerds, you're saying? We're not.
Well, but their audience is, and their audience is going to be like, that guy's from Mexico. That's really cool. They're going to look him up. They're going to see that he's done something in Mexico. They're going to watch a match. They're going to think this is the coolest thing ever. And these are people that like Jordan Disgrace, for fuck's sake. Okay, I mean, go on. Think about what you're dealing with here. Okay,
do they like Luther?
No, nobody likes Luther. They do make fun of Luther, and rightfully so. I mean, Luther's in a class almost by himself. I mean, sadly, there's company all the way down there, but this This is just, oh my God. Do you remember when Leaping Lanny Poffo was in WCW and nobody knew he was there because he never wrestled, and he shows up at a show to come watch, and Bischoff is like, "Oh, we could use you tonight, Lanny," and he didn't have his gear, and Bischoff got all pissed off at him. He was only there because they were making Macho Man happy. Luther, okay, is nothing more than Jericho's Lanny Poffo, okay? That's all he is.
Yeah, I agree to an extent, but it's like the people that know the New Japan guys are already going to watch. Well, for the most part, I mean, I don't think there's a huge fan base for New Japan. I think it's very like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but
I mean,
it's
Omega's
just,
bringing them in. Omega's bringing them in. And
yeah,
Impact's
Omega's
job
already
to keep
bringing
them there.
them in, right?
But
Omega's already bringing them in. I just think I'm like thinking in terms of trying to attract the casual viewer. The casual viewer has no clue who these New Japan guys are. Maybe wrestling has just, they don't care about the casual viewer anymore, and that could be.
I
Or
don't think
even
Impact does. Impact doesn't. Impact doesn't.
No.
Impact does. They have no reason to care about the casual viewer.
But that's awful. Like the booking 2 weeks ago with 5 different number 1 contenders match, it was just lazy to me. Like, I'm not saying the matches weren't good, but just as far as storylines go, it was just half-assed. And then
they don't have any storylines.
To Neil Dashwood the same gimmick that Madison Rain had. It just, come on.
They suck. So sayonara Don Callis, and let's hope somebody else steps in. Because
I don't have faith.
Scott D'Amore sucks too. So
because you got Jimmy Jacobs and Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, good God.
That's who else is on the creative team. Tommy Dreamer's going to put himself in 20 main events.
They called me last week. I turned it down, but I'm thinking about taking the job. I really think I can change things around Impact. I'm bringing in the NWO, bringing Hogan back.
Well, I'm in then.
Back one more time.
I feel like if you're bringing the NWO back, if you're bringing Hogan in, I'm good. Like, I'm good with that one.
Yeah, don't get me started. However, I did like some of the Under Siege results, and I did like some of the stuff that happened on Impact this past week. But the main consensus is you're trying to attract people to tune in the next week, and they're just not doing that. It's just,
are they though? Are they trying?
No, they're not trying. That's the problem.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
They're trying to get that NJ, PW fan base. They've been trying to pull the Ring of Honor fan base over, and probably did, because I don't think there's any Ring of Honor fan base left, or any Ring of Honor left. And for that fact, and I think they're trying to pull in those fans that got lost in the shuffle with New Japan, who maybe are a little bit disenfranchised. The fact that AEW is not New Japan 2.0, it's actually WCW 2.0. And they kind of got duped when they took their New Japan folks and brought them in and went, "Oh, look, we're actually WCW now. Maybe you won't notice." So I think that's Impact's end game out of it. But, they have to capitalize on it. And I think that the problem here is that Impact has not done a very good job at capitalizing on it. But I do think that the crossover has actually benefited them much more than it has AEW. It just hasn't had the impact, pun not intended, that we would have liked it to, right? Not even close.
And some of that's on TNT if they're not allowing any of the crossover to happen, which is unfortunate.
But then isn't maybe the burden on Tony Khan to make sure that it would fly before he committed to it, and maybe on Impact to a certain extent too, to say, hey, back when we were on Spike, they never would have let this happen. Is this okay? And if they didn't do those things, then maybe they owe some of the burden themselves, because I don't think the TNT was like, hey, this is great. Oh, no, never mind. My guess is they went, hey, what the fuck are you people doing?
I'm just wondering, like, how did the Good Brothers get on then? I mean, I get the association with Kenny Omega. They must have, because they're out, they're stars on a different program.
Stars.
Well, come on, it's 2021. If we have to, that's stars nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they made an
just-
exception for them. Maybe they said we just don't want to go
threw
further.
up in my mouth a little bit. They are not. If anything, they've been ruined from this partnership. Those two clowns. Ruined.
Doc Gallows is legit, man. I think Doc Gallows could be a huge star if they pushed him right. Is he still
they
going by
booked
Doc
him-
Gallows?
No,
Yes.
he's going by Festus again. He has been booked as a complete idiot, and so is his partner. They both suck. They lost the titles to guys who just another example of guys who just came right in and took the titles. Right?
And again, they were taking those titles back to New Japan though, right?
No, they didn't. Yeah, but they didn't.
They were supposed to be. I heard I
lost.
heard that they were going to defend them in Japan at least over a couple months ago. They were supposedly doing that.
They lost the titles.
Yeah, they're no longer champions. Yeah.
Who's got them now?
Rhino and Joe Doring.
Oh, God's sakes!
I'm actually happy about
Wait a
that,
minute.
though.
Wait a minute. I just want to. We're spending way too much time on Impact, I know, but I got to mention one more thing real quick.
No.
Their women's tag titles. What the fuck? What the fuck? Did Jordan
That's exactly
Grace
what.
and Rachel Ellering won the titles, correct?
Yes.
And then they lost the titles
Yes.
Good.
a week later.
Back to Fire and Flava.
Not fast enough.
I recall Scott Steiner returning to Impact maybe 3 or 4 years ago, teaming with Eli Drake out of nowhere.
Did you say that Scott Steiner returned to Impact?
Not recently, like 3.
That's like saying that Raven Effect returned to the Heelcast.
Hold on.
That'd be a real shit show, wouldn't it?
Oh, whoa,
There we go.
Can I get a hey?
Hey,
RBE,
yo.
folks.
Oh,
is in
in
the
the house.
That was really in a timely fucking fashion.
Wait, why did half the viewers just leave?
I know. The other thing, this is gonna get rid of the other half.
They all
of the
left.
12 viewers.
That's
Like,
because
I've been wondering
RBE
this
was
lately.
one of them and he joined.
Now we're down to 2. Great.
I've been wondering this, and I wonder if you guys have the answer for me. So, and I've been thinking about this for a solid 2 weeks now. Is Hacksaw Jim Duggan just a Make-A-Wish kid that they like let be a pro wrestler for a while? You can't convince me that guy is not a Rain Man.
I can believe it.
Do not mess with do not mess with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
The only thing Hacksaw's ever done good was bash Arnie Anderson on the Tosh.0 show. On the Arnie Sucks podcast,
I actually drove through Glens Falls, New York not too long ago, and I looked around for him. I didn't find him. He's probably in Florida somewhere.
Did you go to the special ed room?
I did. Where else would I be?
Nice. I don't know. Glen Falls Remedial Education. It's got to be where Hacksaw hangs out.
It was driving in the back of the short bus as always.
Tough guy.
Tough guy, yes. RVE, well, welcome to the Heelcast. Good to have you back, man.
What
It's
did
been
I miss,
a
guys?
long ass time.
It is. My schedule is not working out. What have I missed? Anything good? No, it's the Heelcast. Of course I haven't.
We want your take though on Don Callis, the whole situation. What's your thoughts about? I guess.
Do we though? Do we really?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we
right.
do because
The
we
guy's
mentioned
illegal.
it earlier.
I've said for a while. It seems he's just in it for himself.
That's what it
He's
looks
a
like.
weasel. He got on the bigger show, and it's sad that being the just a random manager on AEW is more of a career opportunity than the president of Impact. It's sad that it came to that, but
First of
It
all,
worked
don't you
out.
ever say the words Don Callis, Weasel, and manager in the same sentence. Okay?
my apologies.
That is
Brain.
the brain, who clearly is not related to Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but let's not even go there with the brain.
No, Eugene, the extra chromosome Eugene might be related to Hacksaw.
I think they were a tag team, weren't they?
They might have been. It's
Yeah.
called the extra chromosome.
Yeah. But all right. Anyways, moving on. We got AEW going over to TBS in a move that may have seemed like the NHL booted their slot, possibly. I would think AEW is more popular than the NHL. No offense to you Canadians out there and AEW, dude, but who watches the NHL?
Canadian.
Who watches AEW?
Americans. Me,
Good
I
point.
watch AEW. I know Goldberg doesn't like it.
Goldberg doesn't like anything, so
That's
unless
true.
it's Nitro from '98.
There's nothing wrong with Nitro from '98.
No, or a Lex Luger match.
Nothing wrong with Lex Luger either.
He's my hero.
I like Nitro from '97 more. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that. 96, 97, I'm more.
Yeah, but '98 was just. I mean, you had Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone. They went ever. You know, it was the peak.
No Vince Russo. I mean, it was great.
No Kevin Sullivan booking or Kevin Nash booking either.
Big Sexy Kevin Nash made the best booking decision ever. I'm talking about the finger poke of doom.
I'm talking about him beating Goldberg. That never should have happened. There should have never been a reason for the finger poke of doom.
There was always a reason to beat Goldberg. Funny because years later in the Impact locker room, TJ Perkins did the finger poke of doom on Angelina Love.
How did I know that was coming?
Yes.
How did I know that was coming?
Yes.
At least the rumor has it.
Oh, it's not a rumor. It's out there.
And as a wise man once said, Bobby Lashley and it was TJP and who was his tag team partner at the time? DJZ ran the train on that fan that sued.
Yeah, she was on the Heelcast.
I would say she's a former Heelcaster.
Right. Yeah,
I almost brought her up earlier, and we were talking about Lashley, but I did not.
Yeah,
and now I have. So there you go.
I need to be filled in on this.
I'd like to be the ivory inside of that ebony. Let me tell you.
But
we're gonna have
TBS.
to tell Goldberg to scoop after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got lots of history to know.
So the Big Show is coming back at TBS, right? Is that what we're saying?
The Big
mothership.
Show? Is Saved by the Bell still on?
Yeah, they're on Peacock.
Yeah, it's terrible. God, that's a bad show to come back and watch. I thought it was like the greatest show ever. It is so bad.
It's not age well.
It's worse than a Hacksaw Jim Duggan match.
I gave it a go, and it sucks.
It did.
You're killing me with this Duggan's. The Hacksaw was
shut your
tough guy.
mouth. Oh, you don't remember that when you went Canadian? Yeah.
We'll be watching it again on Peacock, girls. Don't worry. We'll have to sit through that garbage.
Yes.
Hey, what's the deal with the Big Show? Like, I thought he was going to come in and actually make appearances. So, what happened to him?
He commentates on the C show, I believe.
Yes.
Not even the B show, but the C.
So they lied about him actually getting in the ring. That was just a lie.
I thought he was going to wrestle Shaq, to be honest.
I think eventually he will, but they're moving to TBS. They're adding a second show, and my guess is you'll see more of him at that point.
Yeah, just a sec, guys.
Right now, all they're doing
would have been great for a crossover, but that's just me.
Right now, all they're doing is proving that they can actually create content for more than one show and produce it and deliver it. And that was important to show the network that they could actually scale to do it. And they've done that. And so, these shows on YouTube that literally nobody watches are actually incredibly important, incredibly valuable to the company because it's enabled them to be able to grow. Because otherwise, they would be like, well, are you sure you can do this? Because WWE keeps doing it and keep failing. So they were actually pretty valuable. But
I just realized that we left out the biggest news of the week, so I probably should bring it up.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
The number one contender to Nick Aldis is Trevor Murdoch.
I'd rather watch Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Well, let me get some thoughts on this.
I'd rather watch Brandon Cutler against Luther.
No, you wouldn't.
With Joey Janela as a special guest referee.
No, I think I'd rather watch Trevor Murdoch. At least
I'm
be in the match.
I'd be all in on Murdoch if that's the alternative.
And let's not forget, all this is good. He's in the match.
Is he though? I've forgotten all about him.
And what's his? He's in a stable now with the Thomas Latimer and
His hot woman.
Yes. Who's got bigger thighs than I do? Much bigger, like double the size.
She doesn't have bigger forearms. Well, at least the right.
No,
forearm.
that's exactly right. It takes years to get to where I'm at.
Decades, sir.
All the way back in the good old dial-up internet, you know.
It takes decades for us mortal masturbators to get to her level.
What if Murdoch wins?
Does it make their ratings any less? Like, is that physically possible? Is like the three people that pay $5 a month going to be like, enough of this?
I can't believe there's actually people that pay for NWA, but I'm sure there's a special yo out there.
Listen, there's people that watch.
Let's keep it a buck. Okay?
There's actually enough people that watch. There's actually enough people that watch AEW for it to be a second show. So I mean, I don't know.
There's always somebody stupid enough. There's always somebody stupid enough to watch the big homie.
That's right. And Slice Boogie. Slice Boogie don't be a star, not me. You know who I feel bad for is Aldis, Thunder Rosa, and Pope. Like, they all deserve a lot better than that.
Well,
remember, it was going to be Aldis against Marty Scurll, and then it was like he could probably wrestle Eli Drake, and it'd be pretty big. No, now he's fucking Trevor Murdoch is the biggest thing they've got. I'm surprised they haven't thrown Tyrus in that shit.
They did. Tyrus was in the Battle Royal.
Still, I mean, like, getting a title shot. You know what I mean? The biggest match they can make now would be literally Aldis against Bram or the Pope.
I liked One Man Gang. I mean, Akeem. I mean, Tyrus, whatever the hell his name is.
Don't you hate on white Africans again. Like, that slick fucking theme song, dude, is the shit. I don't care. Just the fact that Akeem used to come out to that and dance.
Slick was his manager, wasn't he? Wasn't Slick his manager?
Yeah, that's how Akeem had that dope theme song.
Yeah, he did. And he had those dope dance moves.
Yeah. What if Tyrus got the number one contender and Greg Gutfeld was his manager? Would you guys tune in?
Who? Greg Gutfeld from Fox?
Yeah. Of the five.
I mean, it's better than a Trevor Murdoch match.
I think I'd tune in.
You would pay for that shit? You would pay for that shit. Okay, so you're not tuning in then.
Well,
I mean, you could. I'm sure you can scam download it somewhere.
I mean, is it really worth trying to find it though? I mean,
probably not.
I feel sorry for them at this point, but AEW is still worse.
No way.
What? I'll save that. I'll save that for our double or nothing talk.
We got to get the double or nothing here. We got to get the double or nothing.
Let's go. Let's get that.
Don't
forget Serena Deeb against Riho now. I hope that's pre-match.
That's her last match, apparently.
I hope that's the buy-in. Because I'm going to be pissed if I have to watch that on something I paid $50 for.
Let's go through the card here.
I'm going to save my thoughts. Go ahead.
First match, we got the Young Bucks versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston for the tag team titles. RV, who you got?
First of all, it's Jon Moxley. It's kind of tough because I don't see them taking the belts off the Bucks, but they should take the belt and put it on Moxley and Kingston. I'm going to go with Moxley and Kingston, hoping that they do get the win, even though I kind of feel like they're not. But I'll pick them because it's what should be done. Moxley's the man.
I also forgot to bring up the potential rift between Cody Rhodes and the Elite, but we'll save it for another time. Dude, what do you got for this one?
I'm actually Moxley and Kingston on this one, too. I think the Bucks have had a bunch of title defenses, and I think it's time they lost to somebody, and I think that somehow that duo is over, despite the fact that Kingston is actually part of it. I mean, I know he's from New York, and he's a homie, and he's from the streets, so he should win, but I think he probably does anyway.
That was brilliant analysis.
No, I mean,
Like you can get that on no other podcast, maybe one.
or whichever, or 2 or 18. How many ever? Which
That's true. I forget who we're talking about here.
How dare you stand for the national anthem? He's not a team player, yo.
That's right.
Anyway,
I benched him if he was on my team. And I know sports because I played in high school, junior high, or elementary school. I played on the street once or twice.
well, he was going to go pro. He was going to go pro, remember?
Yeah.
And then he had a bad injury or something.
Yeah, it was called lack of talent.
Yeah. Goldberg, I want your take on this match.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Oh, come
Goldberg
on.
loves AEW.
I was waiting for something. And that's all you're going to give me?
I mean, I could give you a prediction on the match because I want
you
to win. But
I thought you had something like an RV rant or something.
Who gives a shit about this match? This match has been built up for about a week and a half. Who cares?
More like 3.
Hold on. Who did the Bucks just beat to retain the titles?
SCU.
Daniels and Kaz.
And
that
then,
was okay.
And then Pillman's kid. By the way, we talked about Dark Side of the Ring on here yet?
No.
Yeah.
I brought it up. Nobody's watched it yet.
They just beat Pillman's kid on last week's show.
And Grifford Garrisons.
And the hot cheerleader who's only 19, and I kind of feel like a dirty old man.
But she's 19. She's legal.
That's true.
They beat SCU and took Scorpio Sky off that team without telling anybody and teamed him up with played by Julian. So he's just miraculously off the team. They retire SCU, and then they fight Pillman and his little gay friend.
How are they?
And now
who are the number 1 contenders too, by the way, somehow.
Next title shot, Moxley and Eddie Kingston get it real quick. Like it just where's
Moxley and Kingston? Moxley and Kingston, they beat somebody that night. I think it was the dude who comes to the ring with his boombox and his brother.
Yeah, they beat those 2 clowns that rap.
And they won the number 1 contendership by winning that match as a story.
What a win.
Well, but I agree with you. But it's a better win than the Bucks had. Okay, so take that.
The Bucks are the most overrated team in the history of wrestling.
You know who's the most annoying team in the history of wrestling? The Acclaimed. God, they suck.
I think I would agree with that. I think I agree.
And they have 3. There's them, Private Party, and then there's the other urban team. By that I mean African American team that's similar, but I can't remember their names.
And I like the Private Party.
They haven't been seen in a long time.
Private Party was great. I don't know whatever happened to them. Did they just decide that they're not the flavor of the month anymore?
Whatever happened to their Impact Tag Team title shot that they won?
They lost.
They lost.
Did they actually get the match?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. On one of the Impact Plus pay-per-views.
I am stunned that Impact didn't put them over.
Aren't they just another flippy flying, let's jump over the top rope team?
Yes. But they're a good flippy flying, let's jump over the ropes team.
But Black Lives Matter, so they should be more over.
That's true. That is
They're
true.
actually talented. They're actually talented. I
on board with that.
Guys.
So.
I'm going to go ahead and say Moxley wins the match. Hurls, what do you got?
I'll go Moxley and Kingston. I think the Bucks their time's up.
Do you care about this match?
No. Not really.
I do. But the thing is, we think the Bucks' time is up, but the people who are going to be booking this match are the Bucks, and do they think their time is up?
No, they don't.
But they do super kicks. Why would it be over?
Now. Tony Khan's making all the decisions, so it's all good. All right, what's the next one? All
right. Next match on the card, we got Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky, and played by Julian.
Oh, this is a tough one to predict.
My gosh.
I'm going to go with there is 0% chance Sting loses and 0% chance Sting puts on a good match.
I'm actually kind of disappointed that played by Julian's going to be in the same ring with Sting, but
Me
then
too.
again.
Oh man, you just ruined that match for me.
I'm kind of.
I already was looking forward to it, Earls.
You know what I'm disappointed about? Darby Allin being in the ring with Sting. Oh wait,
can't do anything about that one. Yeah.
Wait. Is that a knock on Darby?
It is.
Thank God. We agree.
I can't stand Darby.
Still not as annoying as played by Julian, though.
All right.
No,
So
I mean, I like him more than Paige.
To played by Julian's credit, at least he has like some kind of muscles. Darby's like a 16-year-old teenager who really does not belong anywhere near a wrestling ring. So
there's some of that. And honestly, Scorpio Sky is one of those overrated people in AEW anyway. So let's go with everybody knows Sting's gonna win. Everybody knows Darby's gonna win because they always do. And let's talk about a match that actually is worth talking about because this is gonna be a terrible match. We'll talk about it a lot afterwards.
What's next?
All right. Well, then next is going to be the Stadium Stampede match.
Where's
The Inner Circle
How
lose,
is
they
this?
must disband as a team forever. It's going to be
This
the
is the main
Pinnacle
event. How are we
versus
talking
the
about
Inner
this
Circle.
now? How are we
'Cause
talking about this now?
We're
It's the main
going
event.
we're going from least interesting matches to most interesting matches.
So then that Casino Battle Royal better be last.
I'm going down the Wikipedia.
All right. How is
match
Serena
list
D
here.
versus Riho not been brought up yet? If that's what we're doing,
I was joking. I was totally joking.
'Cause I have no interest in that shit.
I can't wait to see that match. That is a 6-star match. Gotten written all over it.
Does anyone else think that this feud should have ended after the Pinnacle just won the last match?
Yes.
Not even close.
Why not?
There is so much good to milk out of this shit. You have MJF and Jericho. Fuck yeah.
Not feeling it.
Yeah, we all know that there's no way that the Inner Circle loses this. So
I don't know.
Because there's going to be a third match. There's going to be a third match. That's why.
right.
I think the third match just might be Jericho against MJF.
Again,
That could.
You know what, bitch? You can take all my money. I'll pay double. I'll pay $100 to see MJF and Jericho on pay-per-view in a stipulation match. You know why? Because it's Jericho and MJF. He's better than you, me, and you know it. He's better than you too, Larkin. I know you're listening. Thank you.
yeah, but does he know how to make chicken nuggets? So there you go.
You probably grind up a chicken.
Everybody. For you, Larkin. I'm going Inner Circle as well.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Pearls, do you care about this match?
You know what? If I say, it's really come to this, I honestly don't care about anything right now in wrestling. It's sad.
No, I'm
It is
gonna hop
sad.
through this phone and strangle your dick.
I care about this one just because I don't want to see the Inner Circle
Why?
disband, but I'm very much on line with
But what is the Inner
Pearls.
Circle? Why don't you want to see the Inner Circle disband? What have they done?
Amazingness, golden promos
What?
by Jericho.
Carried the show for far longer than they ever should have.
Exactly. Look at Sammy, he's so cute. Like a little Darby Allin with with a little bit of muscle.
What's next on this
He's the
card?
Spanish god. I'm going the Pinnacle.
You're going Pinnacle?
I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
Let it roll.
MJF is better than you, and we know it. I mean, truthfully, I think the Inner Circle is probably gonna win, but I kind of have I have a little bit of a hunch that says the Pinnacle is gonna win it.
All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna make a bet on this one, okay? RVE.
No, I'm not betting you shit.
If the Inner Circle wins, you have to make time for the Heelcast every week.
Oh, this is gay.
But if the Pinnacle wins, okay, Griggs will let you eat his ass. I'm not talking rim job. I'm talking you actually get to eat the whole thing.
No, make it Brandy Lauren and we're in.
If that's the case, I'm taking Griggs to Taco Bell then.
Honestly, you know who's been eating that ass, right? You really want to buy that shit?
No, here's the deal. If we do
Girls
this,
is taking Griggs to Taco Bell. I love it.
if the Pinnacle wins, Griggs has to go around without a mask for a week.
Oh.
With 3 mg,
That's gonna be.
it turns into the 0 mg.
Oh, I like it. All right, so that's the deal. If the Pinnacle wins, Griggs has to go maskless. All right, and when okay, they don't, you have to make time for the Heelcast. And Larkin has to go topless.
All right, I'm in.
Well, that'll happen.
Because, you know.
That'll happen either way.
We
You
don't have
sold
to,
me with
exactly.
Larkin topless.
Yeah.
All right, inner circle all the way, baby. All right, what's the next
All
match?
right. Next match for the TNT title, Miro versus Lance Archer.
And I'm stoked for this match. It's going to be badass. That's right. I said it.
I'm with RVE. That is good. This is a match that I am excited for. Who do you got in this one?
Goldberg, you gotta like this. This is like two actual heavyweights in a match.
Yeah, except the outcome's obvious. Miro's not going to lose the title that fast.
I got to agree with Goldberg. I would love to see Archer win it, and I think he should be the champ, but there's no way they're going to take it off Miro this soon, especially as hot as he's been lately.
Miro's been made a fool out of before this, so Archer should be champ, but won't be.
Ditto, but Miro. I like Miro. I like Miro though. So like, as much as I think Archer's great,
did you like him in that? Did you like him in the video game match?
I mean, you know, you can only deal with so much. You know what I'm saying? I think Miro cuts one hell of a promo. I was really blown away by his promo this past week. I'm stoked for him to be champ for a while, but I do think Archer deserves and absolutely deserves a run just as much as Miro. It's not his time for some reason.
He shouldn't be fighting him as Miro's first defense. That's my opinion.
Well, he's gonna fight that bum this week that I've never heard of, Dante or something.
Yeah, Dante.
Well, he's one
TV title match.
He shouldn't. Well, here you go. Here's how you build a new star. Dante wins the match. Bam, he's a star instantly.
He's a star.
Like, I've never heard of this guy, and he's getting a TNT title shot.
He should win.
Isn't he one of the acclaimed or one of those other?
Maybe he's one of the other urban guys.
He's one of the urban tag team guys. Is who he is. Yeah.
Sure.
Girls, who you got?
I'm going Miro. I just don't see him losing the title that quickly. And not only that, he gets to go home to Lana, won't you marry me now? Every night. So Miro for me. All right. Next, let's go to the next match here. Adam Page versus Brian Cage.
Page. He shouldn't, but he will. This sucks.
Didn't Cage beat Page?
He did.
So now clearly Page is going to beat Cage. All right. Next.
Ditto.
Dude. Yeah, you got to give your take here.
Yeah, ditto. I mean, look, we're all in sync tonight. This is bad.
I mean, because it's an obvious. This just says a lot about AEW's booking. It's obvious.
Well, wait a second. Let's find out if we're right first. We are in the Heelcast.
Oh, we're right.
We still suck.
Oh, we're right. We're definitely right about every single match so far. I would be shocked if any of the ones we just said, other than the Inner Circle match, pretty sure every match we predicted is going to go the way we predicted.
I think the Young Bucks against Moxley and Kingston is kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'll give you that. That's true.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm actually going to go Cage.
I hope you're right.
Yep.
I hope you're right too.
He needs a win. He needs a win desperately. But
he beat.
So does Adam Page, though.
Yeah, but he just beat Page.
Clean.
You're thinking this is the Tessa Blanchard Brian Cage, but he just beat Adam Page a couple weeks ago.
He beat him. They beat him up before he got in the ring, though. It wasn't a fair fight. It wasn't like
Cage is gonna lose. Cage is definitely gonna lose. Cage, not Page.
Cage.
Then we got the Casino Battle Royal. Woo! All right, so the participants in this match are Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta
You already
Zero,
said the winner.
Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, The Blade.
I'm convinced Goldberg doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm going Cage all the way.
All right.
Which Cage?
You just said Cage was going to lose Goldberg, so I'm telling you.
I said you already. I just said you already picked the winner.
You just said that Page would win and Cage would lose. Now I'm just saying Cage is going to win.
Wait, maybe I'm confused. Who is Adam Page wrestling?
Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Okay.
Christian Cage is in Battle Royale.
Okay. You're fucking with me. Okay.
But yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, is there any doubt that Christian Cage wins this match? Is there any doubt? Who else would win?
Bryan Danielson.
Okay, that could be. That could be. How about?
I'm saying Christian wins unless they have Daniel Bryan show up. And if Christian doesn't win, it better be Penta Zero Miedo.
I mean, I can make an argument for
This
Max
is
Caster
not TNA 2018
or
Penta's
Jungle
not winning.
Boy. No, but I could see a Jungle Boy getting it and them using it as an opportunity just to get a main event spot that he loses.
Yeah, and then
he put on a good
Cassidy,
match.
And then you got Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy fighting for a heavyweight title. You're not tuning in for that. You can't.
I mean, you're not tuning in for Orange Cassidy this time, right?
You're damn right.
I wouldn't tune in for Jungle Boy in anything. I cannot stand Jungle Boy. Him winning it would be the worst thing.
How many guns are in this match? GUNN.
We got none.
None?
I thought there was 40.
What kind
Get
of
it?
casino?
Guns, arm guns.
No.
Well, QT Marshall's in this.
Never mind. 38 guns.
Damn it! I was gonna pick Austin Gunn.
Oh my
These
God!
kids do
Preston
be looking
Vance
like-
is now listed as PRES, the number 10 Vance. Woo!
Clever.
God, how
That
terrible.
is, the Dork Order is killing it.
Matt Seidel's also in that match. You might need to go down to 36 guns and Jungle Boy.
Listen,
Yeah.
unless Sting wins the match, I'm not interested.
Christian Cage, baby.
I think the
Next
mystery entrant is Hulk Hogan, and I think he wins.
he's gonna win the AEW title, then he's gonna win the Impact title, and then he's gonna win the WWE title.
I could
One
see
more.
Mr. Charlotte Flair being a surprise entrant too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Andrade's been possibly one of the surprises. Who's more likely here, Andrade or Bryan Danielson?
Andrade.
Samoa Joe.
He's not available.
He's 2 months away.
Yeah, and he's going to Impact. Damn it!
Shit.
I'm going with Jungle Boy and Cage as the final two.
Did you also see that W. Morrissey could possibly make an appearance?
That'd be cool.
Hopefully he brings real one.
Yeah, what if,
You know what?
if real
I've been a
one
fan
was
of those guys for a while. They actually are entertaining on the
them, too.
mic. So
They suck.
They suck. And you like Darby Allin?
I hate Darby Allin.
You like Orange Cassidy?
No, I do not.
You like the Bucks?
Not really, no. I'm very tired of them already.
Like anyone on this roster?
Yes.
Oh,
Christian,
Christian, baby.
I'm with
Brian
you.
Cage,
Penta.
MJF,
Pentagon.
Chris Jericho, Hager, LAX, Lucha Brothers.
What have they
Sting.
done for Hager since he got there?
They made him lose to Wardlow. I like Wardlow.
What have they done for Wardlow other than have him beat Hager 8 years ago?
He lost to Cody.
Yeah, that was about 4 years ago.
He was in this one match that was really sick called Blood and Guts.
So bad, man. Their character development sucks, man. It just
What?
sucks. I want to like it. I want to like
Look
it.
at the great depth of character in hold on. Jungle Girl. He comes out to that song. His dad's Luke Perry.
Yeah, he sucks too.
I
They've
hate him. He
they've
might
done
be my
nothing.
least favorite, other
Their
than Julian.
Their character, their character development sucks.
well, they botched the Dark Order. That's for sure. That was
They
kind of
They
interesting.
botched the Lucha Brothers too.
So
I mean,
Austin Gunn
Dark
wins
Order kind
the
of
Battle
died in the
Royal.
middle too. I mean, like,
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah, but it should have never been him to begin with as the leader. That's where I think it kind of failed.
Well, we all agree he shouldn't have died, Hurls, but come on now.
Well,
no one
that
else
too.
wanted- No one else would have accepted that job.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Raven, but
So did I. I thought it was going to be. And then why didn't they bring in the Redbeard dude?
yeah, they should have. Well, after he died, they definitely should have brought him in.
Even before
But-
he died.
But anytime you think there's a good idea, they're not going to do it. Don't worry, they will not
Like-
do it.
Like cross-promoting with Impact in the ring and bringing talent
Yeah.
over. But they'll put the NWA Women's Champion on plenty. But hell no, they're not going to bring on Callahan or James Storm or
Right.
Chris Sabian, Kip's older brother.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that could have been gold, but.
Is that it?
All right, so we mostly got Christian winning this. I mean, I have Christian winning this. I think it's kind of obvious, but
Yeah.
okay.
I got QT Marshall.
Who won last year's Casino Battle Royal, by the way?
I don't think there was one. It was Brian Cage's debut in that ladder match.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We got
all right, next we got a singles match: Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo.
Cody's gonna bleed. Ogogo's gonna win, and he's gonna disappoint his daddy Dusty.
Yeah,
Goldberg, I know you're really pumped for this match, so
I just can't wait. I mean, I just can't wait to see Cody get punched in the ribs and knocked out. I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
He's breaking out the American Dream character.
How many times?
He's going over.
Wait. Here's the real question. How many times is he going to take that knockout punch to the ribs but get up?
3.
That's
maybe
a good question.
And then he's going to hit the crossroads, and that's going to be the end of it. And you know what? Anthony Ogogo is complete ass anyway. He's horrible. I don't know what the hell they see in him and why they're putting him in any spot at all, except maybe like the Dark 2 show, if even that. This guy has just got nothing, man. Like,
but the fact that this match could be the second to last match on the card or whatever, it's going to be up there. Where's the build to this match been? One stupid promo from Cody? That's the build to this match? Who gives a fuck about this match?
Brandy.
Who cares?
Brandy, yes.
Who cares? Who cares?
Brandy's booking.
They built it up for 2 weeks. Who cares?
More like 3.
So, guys, I'm going to have to drop, and I'm going to leave you with my last 2 that I can think of matches we haven't talked about yet, which is Riho will not win, and Kenny Omega will. So
what about Britt Baker?
Oh, Dr. Britt wins. No doubt.
Dude.
Dr. Britt wins. Sorry,
Agreed.
I missed that match.
Britt's winning that one. That was my next match I was bringing up.
Who is she fighting?
Sheeta.
For the title.
Champ. For the title.
Yeah, she's going to win. No
yeah.
doubt.
Yep.
She's going to win, and I can't fucking wait for her to win.
Yeah.
I love, dude, you want to bash on their character development. Britt Baker's fucking awesome.
This is the first non-Japanese tranny that has ever won the AEW women's title. So,
woo!
If I had to say anybody on the entire roster they've built properly, it would be her.
I'm so excited for her to win. She's been awesome. Sheeta's been awesome as a champ.
Yeah, I didn't mind Sheeta. I don't mind Sheeta.
I never like Sheeta. Her, Ali, Thunder Rosa, and Britt are actually pretty damn good.
I don't mind that.
Better than the alien chick.
Yeah, gosh, I could see that one coming a mile away. I was not impressed with her when I saw her.
I don't care what she wrestles like. I literally could give a rat's ass what she wrestles. I just want her to sit me the way she sits on her opponents.
Don't we all?
I don't care if it break my back. Just put that ass on me.
Just something.
Yeah.
Main event: Pac versus Orange Cassidy versus the champ Kenny Omega.
Omega.
Yeah, this is easy. Omega.
And about the most disappointing main event for a pay-per-view since Aldis versus Murdoch.
I'm going to take Austin Gunn.
That's a solid pick. Solid pick.
The Gun Show.
Who the hell cares about this match? How does Orange Cassidy in a main event? Come on.
Because of people like you who love him, Goldberg. You just think OC is the greatest thing ever. And Brandon Goldberg is his biggest fan. May have just messed up.
So, Double or Nothing. RV, what's your expectations? You think this is going to be a good show?
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Honestly, AEW pay-per-views always kick ass.
There's always at least a few really good matches. So at least you're going to get that, despite the build.
How about Eric Bischoff being on the show Friday? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like that.
I'll tune in for that. However, I don't need to see another inner circle ceremony. What the fuck?
Yeah,
inner circle is always good business. Always good business, sir.
Yeah, I'm convinced you've lost your mind.
Santana or Ortiz just do not fit in my opinion. I don't know what it is. They just.
It's
I don't
probably them being from the streets. And
yes, but
color.
Still, it just doesn't work. I don't know why. It just doesn't look right.
Well, those thugs fit in perfectly with a rock star.
Right. Like, do we actually think
whiter
any of these
than
guys
anyone
like
ever.
Are friends or?
I don't know, but Jericho's like as white as it gets with his clothes and music, and then you got the street hoodlums.
And then Sammy Guevara and Hager, which I don't know.
You know who does fit though? That damn Pinnacle and MJF.
You really like him, huh?
I love the man. Greatest heel in wrestling. Him and Jericho, best things going in wrestling right now.
I thought you were a fan, Goldberg, of MJF.
I was. I'm not a fan of where they're going. It's just boring having these two stupid teams feud. Boring.
Where he's going is straight to the top, sir. Why he's the Pinnacle.
Yeah, he should already have been the heavyweight champ by now.
I agree. He should have beat Moxley last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get like the Samoa Joe, where he should have won it like 2 years before he actually did, and by the time that he did win it, it wasn't as good. So I don't know. Hopefully that's not the case, but I don't know. It kind of feels like that's where it's going.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Austin Gunn.
We should see Hacksaw versus Austin Gunn in an AEW ring. What if they have Hacksaw as a manager? I'll quit.
How about the fact that if this was a shoot, Billy Gunn would be the champ?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's by far the biggest dude on the roster. Well, Big Show hasn't. He doesn't count yet. He hasn't been in the ring.
What if Big Show's the surprise entrant?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, that'd be a good spot for him.
It would certainly suck if he won instead of Christian or Penta.
Yeah, I don't think he'd win, but I think it'd at least be a way to kind of, I don't know, get him back in the ring at least.
I almost feel like it's too obvious that Christian's going to win that match. So
I do too.
I feel like he's not going to.
What is this?
Okay,
this
Mister, it's the easiest thing to predict.
Second time in the ring?
No, I agree with you. No, it seems way too easy that Christian's going to win.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Jungle Boy.
Shut up. Anyone but him.
Jungle Boy versus Orange Cassidy versus
Marco Stunt.
Marco's son versus Austin Gunn. Austin Gunn would kill them.
The debuting Tessa Blanchard.
AEW is woke enough to do it.
Man.
Is Tony Khan even woke? Like, you haven't had a bunch of females win their world title yet.
If we don't have a show 2 months from now and Moose is not the talk of wrestling, then there's something wrong.
There is something wrong.
That's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of that he was going to win that match and then he wasn't going to be headlining Slammiversary. He's just going to be he's main eventing not Under Siege, but the next Impact Plus event. So I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about it. I think
he's going to win it and fight someone else at Slammiversary, someone on their own roster. That's why.
Well, it has to be Eddie Edwards. Just like the only guy that's even credible to challenge him at this point.
No, it's going to be Trevor Murdoch. He's going to be the NWH and come in and fight for Impact.
The new belt.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
The takeover.
TNA Jethro, whatever. Do you remember that?
Which one?
He was Jethro something when he was in TNA.
Oh, yeah. Jethro Holiday.
That's right.
Yeah. I only remember him facing Booker T in an I Quit match. That was like the only thing I can remember him doing.
Well, if Billy was booking it, Trevor Murdoch would have won.
Yeah,
For
Billy
some
loves
reason, Billy sees the world in old Jethro.
Billy loves him.
I don't know how. Like, no one has ever thought he was good once, ever. And then Billy Corgan's like, God damn, I got to get my hands on him.
Trevor Murdoch, hot free
That
agent
guy-
right now.
That guy embodies everything that the NWA and the Smashing Pumpkins are.
Oh man! Wow. All right. Well, that's Double or Nothing. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna say Andrade if I really had to pick a guy that's going to be debuting, but Goldberg.
Hulk
What else
Hogan.
you got?
Hogan wins the title.
All right. Well, that brings us to our next segment. We've been doing this every week, RV. It's called the Hurl's Hot Corner, and it's generally a question about nostalgia. So this week's topic is, who was the best big man ever in wrestling?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh,
No, it's The Undertaker. It's not even close.
oof. Andre's
son.
the Giant?
What other Andre was he talking about? Andre Benjamin from Outcast? He's not very big. He's bigger than Jungle Boy. But he's no Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I think
Andre Rising?
he was really athletic when he was the Giant, but I mean,
He was. You got the Giant over Undertaker though?
no, I gotta really think about it for a second. I if I really had to put some thought into it, I'd probably go Bastion Booger, but
Oh, now it's the Hurl's hot take for sure.
Oh man, Bastion Booger.
how about
Wow.
Bam Bam Bigelow? He was pretty good.
Bam Bam was legit. Yeah, Vader.
Bam Bam was amazing, but no one's had the career the Undertaker's had.
I mean,
Yeah.
Vader could be up there. Probably not Undertaker level, but Vader's up there.
Vader did a lot of stuff in not really WWF, but that's because Shawn Michaels held him down. But I mean, WCW for sure, New Japan or All Japan for sure. Yeah, I think Vader's. He's got a legit, case. But I don't know if I'd put him ahead of The Undertaker or Andre the Giant.
I wouldn't put, honestly, if we're talking successful careers, it's going to go The Undertaker, Andre, and then Kevin Nash, probably third.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Nash is definitely
Kevin
up there.
Nash, yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that. Nowadays, if you say who's the best big man nowadays, you go Billy Gunn.
That is true. He's at least 6'4", 6'5". I mean, if Scott Hall was in his prime day, he'd be the new Giant.
God.
He would. He definitely
Yeah.
would. Yokozuna would be up there.
Yeah, it was
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
short-lived.
Duggan would be a monster if he appeared nowadays.
He's already a monster. You can't calm that man down. He's got too many chromosomes.
Nick Dinsmore.
Old Eugene in it.
Yep. Good old Nick Dinsmore.
Man got a SummerSlam match against Triple H, for God's sake.
I remember he was over us. He was pretty damn over around that time, though.
I know. So was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It's the same appeal.
Viscera.
Oh,
Underrated.
Big Daddy V.
I enjoyed Viscera.
Yeah, it's another good one.
He didn't win any matches, but he was a Viscera.
Yeah.
He was a former King of the Ring winner, wasn't he?
When he was
Like-
King Mabel, boy.
Yeah, King Mabel.
Mabel.
And he was unsafe as shit and fucked the Undertaker's face up and fucked up Diesel's legs. Or his back.
Man.
As far as talent, though, I mean, Mike Awesome, Bigelow, and Undertaker, as far as what a big man could do. And then, Yokozuna and Bigelow were very talented. But
Well, Kane was really good, too.
yeah, he was.
Kane, I mean, he's definitely up there. I'm going to put the Giant / Big Show up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Back
can't.
when he was in shape. Could
Yeah.
do that missile drop kick off the top.
That was amazing.
Oh, and that one time that he drove a fucking semi-truck or a monster truck and threw Hulk Hogan off the cliff. And then the Hulk
Yeah.
came back and still didn't lose clean.
Where's dude? Why did he log off so quickly right now? He'd have something to say about that.
Because
He would have some justification for why Hogan didn't lose clean, or why he should have lost clean.
Because he's the GOAT. And it's the work, I tell you.
Damn. But that's all we got.
Mark Henry.
Oh, hell no. He sucked.
He had some giant titties, though, man. Those things were milking it.
Not bigger than Big Daddy V or Congo Kong.
Oh, Congo Kong.
You know what's funny? Yeah. If you like stack up AEW's roster and like Vince McMahon was wrestling, he'd be a giant.
He would, even at 74, which is only like 10 years older than Sting.
Even at 74, he'd still be the biggest guy. Oh man, it says a lot about that roster.
Other than Brian.
I also wanted to bring up Goldberg. Your thoughts on Joe Dorian and Rhino winning the tag titles?
Happy.
Wait, they won?
Yeah, they beat FinJuice.
When did that happen? Last week?
Yeah.
I told you I was planning to catch up on Impact.
Happy.
I got to catch up too. I just knew that they did win.
Very happy that happened.
How did those guys win it, but not the Good Brothers?
Because the Good Brothers suck.
Well, it's true, but when you want your tag belts on AEW again, on a much bigger scale, on TBS,
you know,
can't stay on the Superstation.
If they would have like kept an actual crossover storyline going, I would have said yes. But when they like barely mention it, it just wasn't worth it.
The Great Khali.
Oh gosh.
Wow, Hall of Famer.
Wait, I'm gonna leave you with one. I'm gonna leave you with one more. Who, and I'm not joking about this one because I really respect him. The Monster Abyss.
Oh, Abyss was. I don't think that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Abyss was great.
Respect. Love him. He should have got his due in WWE too. He should have got one appearance. As a
he should have been world champion besides a stupid DQ.
Yeah.
Against Sting. Yeah. That's
Him
unfortunate, but the DK
was awesome.
Yes, that was.
Then him and AJ in that six-sided steel. DK.
That.
Yep.
With the heart, that whole feud with the Hardys was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. They had some good stuff.
TNA was so good.
I know.
RV, TNA back then was way better than AEW's current product. You got it.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree.
Oh, thank
you. At all. TNA at its peak was way better than AEW, but I will say, you compare the first 2 years of TNA to the first 2 years of AEW blows the first 2 years of TNA away.
I can't really disagree. The first two TNA years were kind of like you had Mike Sanders and Disco Inferno in a big storyline. So
yeah, I mean they kind of made Disco a little decent name back then.
But that, like, as soon as they got on to Fox Sports Net, that thing just like died off like super quick. So that's how much they thought of it. So, all right, guys, I got nothing else.
Me neither, except Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Austin Gunn.
Numero 47.
Oh, numero. Yeah, I've listened to this show in months, and he probably hates me now.
What a voice that guy had, though.
Yeah, that was very Manilow and very white. Not very Manilow, very white. And Darth Vader fucking had a baby, and out came Numero's voice.
He loved women's wrestling, so
he did.
That's all I gotta say. Yeah. All right, Army, it's good, man, that you came back. Let's hope we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, fellas.
Yep.
Later,
all right,
guys.
Heelcast out.
Later, guys. Peace.
Later.